All right. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Can you guys hear me talking? Is that okay? Is my voice okay? Ooh, what's that? There's something in my background here. What is this? Yes, everybody can hear me. Yes, everybody can hear me. Yes, everybody can hear me. Okay. I don't know what the problem is with the music, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal, right? The music is not so important. And there's something in my what's in my background? I think that's my bag. I'm very surprised that the camera can see my bag. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna take my bag out of the picture so it doesn't bother you with the lesson when I start. Just 1 second. I'll be back. All right, I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. All right, moving my bag. Whoa. Put my mic on, and we are in business. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday. Today is, what is the date today? Today is Wednesday, the 17th of January, 2018. I almost said 2017, but it's 2018 now. Hello, hello, hello. Everybody's excited for the class to start, which is always a great sign. So let's see, who's in the class today? I see a lot of people in the class. Everybody's saying hello. Hello, everyone. I see Pilar. Rosa, of course, is always in the class. Julian is back. Welcome back, Julian. And I'm sorry about your hand. I know that Julian broke his hand sometime last week. And that's why he missed last week's class. So I'm sorry for that, Julian, and I hope you get better. I know you need your hand for your professional gaming that you do all the time. Judith is also here, as usual. Arij. Duman is here, Sayed, Hassaniya, Manal, Muhsin, Summer is always also here, Nuran, we have Arij, or another, was that a different Arij or the same Arij? Oh, same Arij, sorry, my mistake. Jose is also in the class, as usual, welcome Jose. Gertrudis is in the class, hello Gertrudis. Johnny is in the class. Waira, Evelyn is in the class. Vinicius, that is a very cool name, I like that name. Vinicius is in the class. Osman is in the class. Who else is here? JB, there he is. JB's in the class, ladies and gentlemen. And who else do we have? We have Fatin, I think that's Fatin. So hello Fatin and welcome to the class. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. Il Musawi Muhammad from Morocco is in the class. Welcome, Muhammad, and thank you for coming. Osman says, I think you're saying that you can't hear my voice. I think you need to refresh, Osman, so let me just type that in. Refresh, Osman. And everything should be okay, because I think everybody else is hearing me fine. Dalia is in the house. Hello, Dalia, and welcome. Thank you for coming. Quranic Recitations is in the house. Hello, Quranic Recitations. And yeah, lots of you are in the class today, which is always great, and I like it. So thank you so much, you guys, for coming and spending this. Tulio from Brazil. Hello, Tulio, and welcome to the class. Ahmed Maher is also here. Hello, Ahmed, and thank you for coming to the class. Pharma Bites. Hello, everybody. Hello, Pharma Bites. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. You were good. Julian is saying the quote from last week's movie quote of the week. You were good, kid. Real good. That one. And of course, I think you guys can guess who was the winner this week. Raj. Hello, Raj. Welcome to the class. Thank you for coming. Pharma Bites is from Syria. All right. Well, thank you, Pharma, for joining the class. So let's see. Let me do my basic introduction before I begin, and then we will begin. And by the way, today we are going to be doing a request. So some of you have requested this more than once. So I will be going over articles with you guys today. So I hope you like it, and I hope the people that asked for it are happy, right? So we're going to be doing articles today. But before that, let me do the intro. So let me just go a little bit small here. And there we go. So, as you all know, you are all watching me on the amazing Smrt English channel. So Smrt English on YouTube. If you have not done so already, please consider to subscribe to our channel and give us a like, share our videos with the people that you love and the people that you think are cool. It really helps, right? It makes more people find out about us, and it exposes us to more people on YouTube. So we really appreciate it when you guys do that. And you guys have been awesome. We are very, very close to 100,000 subscribers. So let's push until we get to that 100,000 subscribers. I really want that silver button. I don't know why, but I just want it. It's gonna feel like an achievement, which is going to be great, right? So really looking forward to that. Another good reason for you guys to subscribe to the channel is you will know when are all the live streams going to be broadcast, right? So if you are wondering or you don't know when is the next lesson, you will get notifications and you will know from the notification from YouTube, right? If you subscribe, and importantly, you have to click also the bell button, right? A lot of you in the chat are saying, yay, articles, and I don't know what, well, Julian is saying, yes, he wanted articles. I don't know, I can't remember who else asked for it, but I've been asked to do articles with some stuff. So that's it, right? So please subscribe to us in Smrt English. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Smrt English with Karim, right? I do some different stuff over there. I show you little bits and pieces of Vancouver, and I share a phrase with you whenever I can, and I have some free time where we can chat about and stuff like that. Also, my personal channel on YouTube, it's called Food AF. If you guys like food and you like to eat, please, I would like it if you guys join my food tribe, right? So please come over there, subscribe. Hopefully you will like it and you'll enjoy it. You can also practice listening to English, right? So I talk in my normal voice or normal way on this channel, right? So you can see me cooking some stuff and see what's going on. Oh, Karim is back. Welcome, Karim. Thank you. Quranic Recitations is complaining that I am talking about some things in the introduction. Sorry, Quranic Recitations, but I got to do this, right? So I got to give ourselves a little plug before I start each time. But I think I'm doing it faster than normal today. And our Facebook channel, please, or group, come and join us over there if you have English questions. This is a good place for you to sort of post the questions. It's a very large group. Everybody helps everybody out. And we're also on it, right? So we can help you out whenever we want. So yeah, so we would appreciate it if you guys come over there. Now, before we start, let's do the winner. And the winner for this week, and the same as the last 5 weeks, so 6th week in a row, is Smrt. So Smrt, fantastic job on winning the movie quote of the week last week for the 6th time in a row. So Smrt is dominating the competition and nobody seems to be able to beat her, right? So this was the movie quote from last week. It's called, "You're good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, say." And that was the quote from last week. And hopefully my voice gave you a hint, because this is actually in 2 movies, right? So this was in a very, very old movie called The Cincinnati Kid, but it's the one that I made was not from that movie, right? Because he doesn't say it this way, and he doesn't say the "say" at the end. So it's a little bit different, right? But this is actually from the very classic movie, The Mask, right? So The Mask. Jim Carrey, right? So it's an old Jim Carrey movie called The Mask, and he says this at some point in the movie, and I always think it's fun to say that, so I enjoy it. Where are you from, Karim? I am Canadian, originally from Egypt, so I'm an Egyptian Canadian. Who was asking? Pharmabites. That's where I'm from, Pharmabites. So yeah, so that's the movie. So congratulations, Smrt. You get another virtual high five. So good job for that. And stick around till the end of the class today, and I will give you a new movie quote for this week. And that's it. So let's start, right? So we're going to be doing articles today, and I'll teach it the same way that I do in my normal classes. So I divide the lessons into separate parts. So we're not going to talk about all the article rules today. We're going to talk about some of them. And remember, this is English 120, so I'm doing an intermediate sort of level. So so I'll do the first two parts with you here, right? So the first part today and the second part next week. And I will leave the advanced articles for, I don't know, maybe when I change the level that I am teaching. Summer is the champion, Rosa. Summer has been, nobody seems to be able to beat Summer in the competition. I don't know what kind of internet connection she has, but she's always first. It's shocking. Hello. Oh, that's that name in Russian again that I forgot the name. I know you told me your name before, but please tell me what your name is because I can't read Russian. So please tell me what your name is. All right, so let's begin, shall we? Julio, hello guys, am I late? Nope, Julio, you made it just on time. I am just about to start, right? So you're not late, don't worry. We are just about to start the class. So today, this is my own document, right, that I've been using for a while, so I can actually share the lesson itself with you guys. So let me what do I want to do? Let me let me do that, right? So I'll take this. So I'm going to post the link for this document for you guys in the chat. Excuse me. So please download it, and then you can follow along with me as I go through the explanation. So I already shared the link, and everybody should be able to get it. And yes, there you are. I see most of you are coming in. So don't forget, make your own copy so if you want to edit it later, or also so you don't lose it, right? Because I will probably take the share off at some point, but yeah, just make your own copy so you don't lose it. And let's begin. All right, so like I said, I'm not going to talk about all articles today, right? I'm just going to start with some basic things. So let me just make an empty document in case I need to type stuff or say stuff as I go along. All right, so articles, as I'm hoping you guys know, are a, an, and the, right? And of course, there's only three articles really, but when we as teachers, when we teach, right, we also add a fourth, well, I don't want to say article because it's not really an article, but we call it the no article, right? And the no article just very simply means when you don't need to put any article, right? So it's not something that you use, it's just a way for us teachers to explain, right? We call it no article, right? Which means you don't need to use an article in your sentence. So that's what they are, right? So a, an, and the. So as I said, I'm going to break this lesson down, and I'm not going to talk about everything all at once. So today we are going to be talking about a and an, right? So we're not going to be talking about the today, only a and an. Next week we will talk about the. All right. What are you guys saying? Is everybody okay in the chat? Yep, everybody seems fine. All right, so let's begin. So the way that I divided this, or the way that it's divided, I think I got this lesson. I can't remember from which website, but you guys can figure out if you click on the link. I think this is from EnglishPage.com, right? So I really like the way that they divided the articles here, and usually that's what I use to explain. Rosa wants me to go a little bit bigger. Okay. Boom. Nope, that's too big. I can't. I hope this is fine, Rosa. I can't go any bigger than that. All right, so let's start, right? So I divided it, or it's divided into different uses, right? So we're going to be talking about each use by itself as we go along, and hopefully things will be nice, clear, and everybody's going to have a good time today. So let's start. Hello, Noor. Welcome to the class, and thanks for coming. Solo Wolf. Hello, Solo Wolf. Thanks for coming to the class. All right, so let's start. So use number 1. The article a, right? So or a is used before singular countable nouns which begin with consonant sounds. So before I start explaining this, let's be very clear that everybody understands exactly what are all the separate parts, so that when I talk about them during the lesson, nobody is confused about anything, right? So the first thing that you should know is articles always come before nouns, right? So that's the only place where we use articles. Articles usually a, an, or the. These are words that we use before nouns, right? So now, what is a countable noun? Before we start again talking, right? So that I don't have to explain this later. So a countable noun is a noun that you can count, right? It's as simple as that. So what is a noun that you can count? So for example, let's take the word, I don't know, dog, right? Dog is a countable noun. Why? Because of a few things. Number 1, I can put a number before dog and people will understand what I'm saying, right? So if I say 5, ooh, what happened? Did I change something? I think I pressed the wrong key. Let's try that, right? Yeah. So if I say 5, and of course I have to change it into plural because it's more than one now, right? With an S. So 5 dogs, does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense, right? If I say to somebody, hey, I saw 5 dogs, they know what that means. They can visualize, or they can understand 5 dogs, what that means, right? So it makes sense. So a countable noun is a noun that you can put a number before. There we go. See, Karim is saying sheep. Actually, sheep is uncountable, Karim. We do not say 2 sheep. Sheep is uncountable. What's the correct pronunciation for the article a? A or a. You can say a or you can say a. So 5 dogs, right? Nouns that you can put numbers before and people will understand what you mean. It's not going to be weird, right? Usually, when it becomes plural, countable nouns change. And when we say change, we mean usually you add an S, right? Like you add something at the end to show that it's plural, right? So S-E-S, I-E-S, or whatever it is. Alexandra has a lot of berries. I don't know what that means, but there's a lot of berries in the chat. But if you're trying to say that berries are countable, yes, they are. Okay, right? So these are countable nouns, nouns that you can count, right? Uncountable is the opposite, things that you can't really count, and if you say a number before them, they just sound weird, right? People are not going to understand. And for example, like what? Let's say water, right? So water is a very common uncountable noun because you can't count it. If I say to you, hey, can you please give me 5 water? What does that mean? 5 what water? 5 cups, 5 drops, 5 liters, 5. It's not really clear, right? It's not very clear. So that's what we mean by uncountable noun, right? Nouns that if you try to count them, it doesn't really make sense. You can't put numbers. Now, of course, there are some exceptions, right? And this is a problem that a lot of English learners complain about, right? So some nouns in English, we say they're uncountable, but it makes sense that you can count them, so why are they uncountable, right? Usually, the answer is, so for example, somebody I think in the chat said sheep, and I said that sheep is uncountable. So most people say, well, how are they uncountable? You can count sheep, right? There's like, I can see 2 of them right now in front of me. Well, sheep is a unique one, right? So sheep, when I was growing up, I was always taught that sheep is uncountable. But if you go online now and you check the dictionaries or you check Oxford dictionaries or whatever, most people would say that sheep nowadays is considered to be both countable and uncountable, right? And that's it. So 2 glasses. Yes, a lot of you are saying countable nouns, you need to add a quantifier or some word that explains the quantity. So 2 glasses, 2 kilos, 2 something like that. Fish is uncountable. Yes, right? So see, when I was growing up, same thing, right? To me, I was taught that fish is uncountable. Nowadays, we explain it with a bit more detail. The latest explanation is we say that it's uncountable when you are referring to fish as a food, right? So for example, I ate fish today, right? I had 2 fish dishes today, right? So like that. But if you're talking about the animal, we consider it to be countable these days, right? And it can be fish or fishes. But when I was growing up, I was always taught that fish is uncountable, right? So things change. Oh, Omar is in the class. Hello, Omar. Thank you for coming. Omar used to be a student in CCEL here in Vancouver, but he's not here anymore. So thanks very much for dropping by, Omar. Welcome to the class. So it depends. Yes, it depends, right? So there are some arguments about countable and uncountable and that sort of stuff. But you get used to it, right? So the more you use it, the more you get used to it. So it's just important for me that you guys understand what I mean when I say countable or uncountable, right? So countable, things that you can count. Countable, things that don't make sense if you try to count them, right? And of course, consonants and vowels, right? So consonants are the opposite of vowels. So vowels, I'm sure everybody knows what they are, right? So A, E, I, O, and U, right? So these are our vowels. All the other letters in the English alphabet are called consonants, right? So these are important words that you should know just so that everything that I explained today makes sense. Julian is saying, Karim, are you still our awesome sauce slam dippin' teacher? That is a very, very long title, Julian, but I will take it. That's a good title. I like that. I'm an awesome sauce slam dippin' teacher. Thank you. That sounds very long, but very cool. I like it. All right, so I just wanted to make clear, right? Countable nouns, uncountable nouns, what are vowels, and what are consonants. Okay, now let's actually talk about use number 1. So here's use number 1. We use the article a before singular countable nouns that begin with a consonant sound, right? And please notice that I said consonant sounds because this is the most common problem, or this is the most common mistake that most students have. Most students think that we use a before singular countable nouns which begin with a consonant, just a consonant. But that's not true. What you're looking for is the sound, not the letter, the sound, right? So please remember this because this is the number 1 mistake that students make. So, yeah, see, so here's a good example. Somebody in the chat said, an comes before a vowel. And that is not correct. See, this is why I said this is the number 1 most common mistake that all students make. It is not the letter. I don't care about the letter. It doesn't matter if the letter is a consonant. It doesn't matter if the letter is a vowel. What matters is, what is the sound that you hear? What is the sound of the letter? Does it sound like a vowel or does it sound like a consonant? And just so we don't mix things together, you'll see as we go through the uses, right? So this is going to come up again. So let's carry on, right? So the article a is used before, one more time, singular countable nouns that begin with a consonant. So for example, let's take a look. He is a teacher. He is a teacher. He is a teacher. So teacher, the word teacher is our noun here, obviously. Is teacher countable? Yeah, we can count teachers, right? I can say there are 23 teachers, for example, in this school, right? There are 2 teachers that are going to come late today. Whatever it is, right? You can count teachers. So, teachers is countable. Is it singular in this case? Yes, it is single. It's 1, right? Just 1 teacher. Okay, now the last rule that if it's correct, then I can put an A, is I have to check the sound, right? So, teacher, what's the first thing that you guys hear? When you say the word teacher, always think about that first sound that comes out of a person's mouth. What is that? T, t, t. It's a T, right? So teacher, T, 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 right? So it's a T for teacher. So that's it. You satisfied those three conditions. It's a noun that's countable. It is singular, and it begins with a consonant sound. That's it. Now you can put an A in front of it, right? So I hope that that is clear, right? So one more, let's do just one more, right? She doesn't own a car. Car. Can I count cars? Yes, I can, right? There's 5 cars, 2 cars. I own no cars, whatever it is, right? So cars are countable. So I can count cars. Okay, so that's my first condition. It's fine. Is it singular? Yeah, I'm only talking about one. Okay, that's my second condition. Now, the last condition. What is the first sound of the word car? So car, k. It's not a vowel sound, so it's a consonant sound, so I can put an A, right? And that's it, you guys. That is basically the first use that we use A for, right? So just remember this: singular, countable nouns that begin with a consonant sound. And please, please, please don't forget the word sound. That is the mistake that everybody makes, right? Julian says your article class is more advanced than Sean's. Oh, really? I thought Sean taught more advanced stuff than this. I don't think it's more advanced, Julian. My class is broken down to a lot of separate little rules, right? So everything is in its own space, and you'll have a reason for why we use all the different uses. But I don't think it's more advanced, because there's more advanced stuff than this that you guys are not going to see today. But anyway, use number 2. The article an, right? So an now is used before, again, singular nouns. They have to be countable. That means you can count them. And they begin with a vowel sound, right? And please, 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 again, notice the word sound, right? This is what you are looking for. I don't care if it's a vowel, but I care if it's a vowel sound, right? So, for example, he is an actor. He is an actor. All right, so let's take a look at the word actor. So actor, is that a countable noun? Yeah, you can count actors, right? I can count how many actors are in a movie, or I can count how many actors are, I don't know, in whatever it is, right? The point is you can count actors, right? So okay, so I can count actors. In this case, is it singular? Yeah, I'm talking about one. So okay, so first condition, it's singular. Second condition, it's countable. The last condition now, what's the first letter? What does it sound like, right? What does the first letter sound like? So actor. So let's see. Actor. Ak. That's the first thing that comes out, right? It's an sound. So is a vowel sound. And so it meets our 3 conditions for an, and that's why we say he is an actor, right? My name is Ivan. Oh, hi, Ivan. Yes, Ivan. That's the person who has the Russian name that I can't read. For example, a university. Yes, very nicely done, Ivan. Yes, exactly. And actually, thanks for saying that, Ivan, because I want to explain something about vowel sounds, right? So let's. How should I do this? Let's do it like this, right? So I'm going to give you guys words that will remind you what each vowel sounds like, right? And there's a difference between what it sounds like and what it's called, right? So the first vowel, this is called an A, right? Usually, the sound for an A, so a simple word that I like to use and teach to my students is apple. So yes, that is a vowel sound. That's why I'm explaining this part right now, right? So let's take a look. So remember, what is the sound of the vowel A? It's right? And if you can't remember it, just say to yourself apple, right? So the word apple, apple, that's it, right? So it's an That's the sound that you want to know that it sounds like the vowel A, right? Let's take a look at the vowel E. So the vowel E, the word that I usually like to give to my students to explain what it sounds like is egg, right? So the word egg, or if you want, elephant, right? So egg or elephant. Manal is saying ant. Yeah, ant also works for the sound of A, right? So apple for A, so is A, the A sound. Is the E sound, right? So like the word egg, right? So egg, right? So that sound is what you want for the letter or for the vowel E. I, the sound for the letter I is usually we tell students it sounds like the word it, right? So same as the word it, right? So just remember it, I, right? So this is the I. This is the sound for the vowel I. O is very simple. It sounds like the word orange, right? So it's a short O pronunciation, right? So orange, O, right? So that's the sound for the vowel O. And the last one, and this is the one that most students make a mistake in, and they confuse it. So the name of the vowel is U, but that is not the sound, right? The sound for the vowel U is the same as the word up, right? Or I think somebody in the chat wrote umbrella, right? So which is also correct, right? So like the word up, or like the word umbrella, right? So these are the sounds. So please focus on the last one, because that's the one that most people make a mistake in, right? A lot of people, when they hear U, they think, oh, U, that's a vowel sound. That is not a vowel sound, right? So if you hear U, remember that U is the same as when we write the word you, right? So U is a Y sound. So we consider, when you hear or when you say you, in English, we consider that to be a consonant, not a vowel, right? Because the vowel sound for you is like the word up. I hope that is that is clear. And if it's not, it will become clear during the lesson when we look at the examples and everything, right? But it's very important to know the vowel sounds, because that's how you decide if you should put an A or an, right? So remember the vowel sounds. Apple for A, egg, for E, I, like it for I, O like orange for O, and like up for you. All right, let's go back to the rules now, right? So one more time. A is for singular countable nouns with a consonant sound. An is singular countable nouns but vowel sounds, right? So he's an actor. We did this one. And same as, for example, invitation, right? So invitation and invitation. Well, invitation is singular in this case. Yes, it's singular. Can I count it? Yeah, I can count it. What is the beginning? Invitation. In. I. It's the same as it, right? So it's a vowel sound. And that's why we say an invitation. All right. Carrying on. Everybody is okay. The pronunciation for the word that you have in there, Pilar, is unique. Unique. So yeah, so unique. Same as you, when you say to somebody you, right? So unique, unique. And that's it. Yeah, just like Ilyas is saying. Oh, hello, Ilyas, and hello, Garima. I think I saw Garima somewhere in there saying hi. So hi, Garima, and yes, there you are, and welcome to the class. All right, carrying on. Use number 3. Remember that A and an. Now this is actually a very good rule that if you remember, it will also help you a lot not to make mistakes, right? What does A and an mean? If you've noticed so far, right? If you guys noticed so far, for both the uses A and an, I said what? I said that it has to be singular, and it doesn't matter if the noun has a consonant sound or a vowel sound, but what's common is they both are used for singular nouns, right? Only singular nouns. So I actually can't use it for plural nouns. Now I'll tell you why, right? So remember this rule, okay? A or an equal 1. That's what it means. That's actually what it means when you are saying a teacher. You're saying to me one teacher. A book one book, right? So we only use them in front of singular nouns. You will never see a or an in front of a plural noun or a noun that you can't count, right? So to make it super clear, let me give you a sentence that I will write twice in different ways with the same meaning, okay? So here we go. Let's say, for example, there is a dog. There is a dog in the garden. The farden. There's a dog in the garden, right? There is a dog in the garden. Now, I can write the same sentence with the same meaning. Nothing is going to change in the meaning, except I'm just going to change something that I write. So, for example, there is one dog in the garden. There's one dog in the garden. And those sentences actually mean the same thing. You're saying exactly the same thing. Hey, there is a dog in the garden. Hey, there is one dog in the garden. So that's it, right? If you guys remember this, you will never make this mistake, right? You will never put an article in front of a plural noun by mistake, because you know that's impossible. And a means the number one. I cannot say one and then a plural, right? I can't say one dogs. It doesn't make sense. You just said one, so why dogs, right? So if you don't forget that rule, you should not make that mistake, right? So please remember, a and an equals the number one. Is it better to write one or one? Oh, okay, so you're talking about, is it better to write one as in the number or one as in the word? Well, I would say you should write the word if you're writing an essay or something like that, or ask your teacher. Some teachers might not mind, or some teachers might want you actually to use one or the other. So it depends on what you're writing and where you're doing. Personally, I always write the number just to make things simpler, and so I don't have to type extra things that I don't need to type. But yeah, I just use that for simplicity, right, to make things easier and faster. All right, so I hope that this was clear, right? So remember, a and always equal one, so you will never use them in front of a plural noun. So since we said that, let's talk about use number 3 now, right? So remember, a and an mean one or single, and that's why we use them only in front of singular nouns. So by logic, you cannot use them with plural nouns. And some examples: I saw a bears. That doesn't make sense. And that's why it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense because a means one. So you either take the a away, or you fix this and make it singular, right? But you cannot say a bears. Dalia says there is a cup of tea, there is one cup of tea. Yes, right? Those are the same, right? You can always substitute a or an for one. All right, I think everybody's getting it and there are no problems. So let's continue. Where are we? We're uses number 1. Okay, so use number 4, let's do that. If there is an adjective or an adverb, adjective combination or whatever, right? Some kind of word that describes the noun, right? Before the noun, then a and an should agree with the first sound in the adjective or that word, right? So again, that's a lot of words here and things. Let's look at an example and hopefully it'll be much clearer, right? So for example, he is an excellent teacher. Now, if you notice, the word excellent, what did I say in the very beginning of the lesson? I said that or articles in general, right? Articles are always used for nouns, right? They come before a noun. Okay, so let's take a look. He is an excellent teacher. Well, excellent is not a noun, right? Excellent is what? Excellent is an adjective, right? It's describing the noun teacher. So all we are saying in rule number 4 is it doesn't matter how many adjectives or words that describe the noun you put before it, right? You still have to follow the general rules, but you have to match the first word after the article, not the teacher anymore, right? So for example, let's do the steps, right? So hopefully it'll be clear. Okay, so here we go. He is an excellent teacher. So remember, I have 3 conditions that I have to meet. Condition number 1 is teacher singular. Yes, teacher is singular, right? So that's my first condition. Is teacher countable? Yes, I can count teachers. Okay, remember, the last rule is what now for me to decide if it's a or an? The last rule is to decide, or the last rule, sorry, is to figure out what's the first sound. Now, here's the difference. Because I have an extra word before the noun, the an or the has to match the first word that comes after it, right? So, you check that the noun first is singular and that it's countable, right? So you check those. If yes, then the last rule has to apply to the first word that comes after the word an, right? So in this case, the word is excellent. So excellent, so that's your sound, right? And that sounds like egg, right? So it's a vowel sound. So that's why we said an excellent teacher. Now, to make it clear, for example, if I let's do it in the other sheet so I don't mess up this one. So for example, just hopefully to make this a little bit clearer, always match the word that is after the article. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say, Smrt. Yes. So for example, right, he is an excellent teacher. If I try to write this sentence again, but without the adjective, right? So it's the same sentence, I just took out the adjective, right? He is an teacher. See, now I have to change it because the first word after the article doesn't match what we talked about, right? So this needs to change to a teacher, right? So the only reason why we made an is because the first word after it, in this case it's an adjective, the first letter sounds like a vowel, right? And that's why we said an. A lot of you, very good, yes, some of you already answered. It says it becomes a teacher. Yes, very, very well done. Samar, Arij, and Hassanaya, and yeah, very good. Everybody is getting it. And Pilar is also getting it, very good. Yes. Somebody's saying, I am so late. Well, a little bit, yes, you are late, a little bit, but not too much. It's okay. But thank you for coming to the class. I'm sorry though, I don't know, or I can't say your name because I think this looks like Korean to me. I think it looks like Korean, or maybe it's Chinese, I'm not sure. But I can't pronounce your name, but welcome to the class, whoever you are. Okay. He is an energetic and zealous athlete. Or he is a zealous and energetic athlete. That is an excellent example, Bisma. Yes, that's a very, very good example to show how the article changes depending on what word you say after it. Yeah, very, very well done. That's a very good. Actually, let me take this and put it here so that everybody else can see. So this is Bisma's example, which is very, very good. Let's just fix this. There we go. All right, so this is actually, this is a great example to show the difference, right? So he is an energetic and zealous athlete. He's an energetic and zealous athlete. So here we said an. Why? Because the first sound in the first sentence after the word an is a vowel sound. So we said an. Now, I'm still using the same adjectives to describe the same athlete. The only difference is in the second sentence, I said zealous first instead of saying energetic. So because zealous is the first word after a and z, right? That doesn't sound like a vowel. So that's why we said a, right? So yeah, very, very, very well done, Bisma. That is a fantastic example. Very good. Thank you for that. That's a wonderful house. That's an amazing house. Yes, very well done, Rosa. Yes. You guys are getting it. Very, very, very good. Great, right? So I'm not worried about you guys now. Let's continue, right? So hopefully that is clear, right? So, and like I said, it doesn't matter how many adjectives, right, you have, you still have to match the first word after the article. So for example, I saw a really beautiful eagle at the zoo, right? So our noun is eagle, but I have 2 words describing it before it, right? It doesn't matter. Even if you have 50 words, right? You always have to match the first word after the article. And you guys got that from the examples that you wrote. So very well done. Yeah, very good, you guys. Let's carry on. Use number 5. Now, we use a before words such as, so I've noticed some of you were typing this in the chat, and you guys are basically correct, right? So where did it go? Whoop, sorry about the sound. So we use a before words such as European or university, right? So we say a university, right? Or we say he is a European counselor, or he is a European lawyer, whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter, right? But the point is, the word European and university, this is what I was talking about, right? Remember when I said the most common mistake, right, that students make is this. So I see this all the time. It's very, very common for a student to say an, right? An, and then European, right? So it's very, very common for students to say an European. Why? Because in their mind, they think the rule is what? The rule is, oh, look, it's a vowel. The first letter is a vowel, so let's put an, right? That's wrong. You need the sound, right? The sound, the sound, the sound. If you guys don't remember or learn anything from today's lesson, at least remember this rule, right? This is the most common mistake that people make. So, use a before words such as European or university, which sound like they start with a consonant, even if the first letter is a vowel. Like we said, it doesn't matter. Don't care about the letter. I care about the sound. Also, we use a before letters and numbers, right? So it doesn't have to be complete words, right? We can even use it before a letter or before a number. And it doesn't really matter. If you understood the first 3 rules that I talked about in this lesson, then they apply, right? The same rules apply. It doesn't matter if it's a letter or a number. So for example, what is the, okay, let's use the example from here, right? So it says also use a before letters and numbers which sound like they begin with a consonant. Again, right? Sound like they begin with a consonant. So like I said, the rules don't change. The rules are the same, right? So, for example, you. Oh, and also a very common question that I get is students always ask me, why would you just use it in front of a letter? Why would you put just a letter in a sentence? Well, think of this situation, for example. Maybe somebody gives you something and you're trying to read it and you're not sure what the letter is. So you are asking them, hey, excuse me, what's that letter there? Is this a U or is this an M? Right? So there are many situations where you actually could be talking about just a single letter, right? Or a single number. So same thing with numbers, right? Maybe somebody wrote down a phone number for you, right? Or some number for you, and their handwriting is not clear, or whatever reason you can't really clearly see it. So you're asking, hey, excuse me, what is this number? Is this a 1 or is this an 8? Right? For example, right? And they will tell you. So that's the kind of situation where you might see something like this. So don't get tricked and don't get fooled by it just because it's a letter or a number. The same rules apply, right? The only thing that matters now is not if it's plural or singular or whatever. Now all you care about is the sound, right? Because it's just one letter and one number, right? So you care about the sound. So just like this example, she has a euro. A euro. So remember, what did I say? We care about the sound. So why did I say a euro, even though this is an E? Because remember, what did I say before? I said when you hear the word you, right? If you hear you, the sound you, always remember that means it's a Y, right? So when you hear the sound you, so you, oh sorry, I mean the letter, right? When you see the letter U, that sounds like you, so it equals a y, right? So we assume that it is a y. Um, so going back, right? So this is the reason why we said a euro, right? A euro, because you, right? If you say you, that means it's a y. That number is a 1. Now, why did I say a 1? Well, because one, right? When you say what's the first sound that you hear? It's a W, right? Right? So it's not a vowel sound, because we talked about the vowel sounds, right? We said what they are, right? These are all the vowel sounds that we have. So same rule applies. Sounds like a W, right? So this is a 1. It's a 1. That's not a 9. That's a 1. So just to check, right? Just to check that you guys are getting what I'm saying, which article would I use before the letter M, right? So before the letter M. So for example, so before the letter M, you guys, what article would I put before the letter M? All right, let's see what you say. So somebody said A. Yes, there we go. Bisma got it correct. Bisma is I'm surprised. I tricked you guys. All right, so I'll tell you why you got it wrong, right? But Bisma, very well done. Yes, Bisma got the correct answer, and the correct answer is an, right? We say this is an M. Think about it, right? Oh, Julian got an also. Very well done. So think about it. What do you hear, right? Remember, everything is related to the sound, right? That's the most important thing when you decide which article you're supposed to put between a and an, right? So so think about it. What do I say when you hear the letter M? Look at me saying the letter M. What's the first sound that comes out of my mouth? Somebody tell me the first sound. Yes, there we go, right? So Muhammad said, and if I want to write, right, the same way that you hear, right, what comes out of my mouth, an M. So an M. That's actually what I'm saying, right? The first sound that comes out of my mouth is not ma, right? It's not the same as saying mother. It's not the same as saying mother, right? When you say mother, what is the first sound that comes out of your mouth? Ma, right? You start with the m sound, right? The ma sound. But if I'm saying the letter, I don't say right? That's just weird. You say M, right? So the first sound is actually an E, right? It's an M. Sounds like an E, sounds like an E, sounds like an E. Yes, there we go. Yeah, it was tricky, wasn't it, Manal? But hopefully this will make you never forget that, right? How are you? Oh, I'm fine. Thank you, Adriano. Thank you very, very much for coming to the class. Tamim, I will not answer stuff that's written in any language that is not English. So I will very gladly answer your questions, but please ask me in English, right? Just to be fair to everybody, right? So everybody knows what's going on and what you're saying and everything. So please ask me in English, and I'll be very happy to answer. I have no problem. What about, Summer's asking, what about the word mat? Well, you tell me, Summer, what do you think? What about the word mat? If I say mat, what's the first sound that you hear coming out when you say the word mat, right? What's the sound? Is it a vowel sound or is it a consonant sound? Rosa says M. Okay, so I guess you mean the first sound is an M sound, not an E sound. Yes, consonant, right? There you go. So yeah, I would say a mat. A mat. Because of the sound. That's the key in today's lesson. That's or at least that's what I'm hoping that everybody understands, right? That's the most important thing that I want everybody to understand today. Sound is what matters when you are choosing between a and an, right? So yeah, so mat, the first letter sounds like a consonant, right? Mat. So a mat. Let's try another one just to see if you guys get it or not. So what about if I want the letter, right? S. The letter S. What article should I put before the letter S. Manal says, yeah, there you go. See, I didn't trick you this time, Manal. You got it. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. Yes, we say NS, you guys. Again, listen to yourself. What are you saying? S. Is the first sound immediately S? Or is there another sound before the S? S. Right? I'm saying S. So it's NS. I hope that is clear, because I noticed some of you got tricked again, right? So always remember the sound, right? What is the first sound that you hear when you are saying something? This is what's going to help you decide, right? So it's similar to the M, right? When you say S, what is the first thing that you hear? S, right? So it's an E. The first sound is actually an E, not the S, right? What about the consonants? Do we use the with the consonants? Please answer. What do you mean? Do we use it with the consonant? No. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Oh, no, we don't. You say, for example, I come from Africa. I come from Oceania. I come from North America, from South America. You use the when you're using a continent's name as an adjective, not as a noun. So, for example, the African region, right? The African region, the North American trade agreement. But yeah, not if the continent itself is the noun, right? An laceration arm. No, Julian, think about it. What's the first sound you hear from laceration? Laceration. La. It's not a vowel, right? So it's a. That's what you want to say. And Quranic recitation says, yes, that's exactly what I was asking about. Okay, very well. Very good. All right, I'll do one more, Rosa. Rosa's not happy that she got tricked with the S. So, all right, I'll do one more. Let's see. What do I say before? Okay. What about the letter L? Tell me, let's see, Rosa, what do you think, right? So what do we put before? Oh, there we go. Bisma suggested the letter L. Yeah, what do you think about the letter L, Rosa? Rosa. I'm waiting. A lot of you are answering, but I'm waiting for Rosa because she was not happy that she got tricked twice in a row. And there we go. Yes, that's correct, Rosa. You got it. And everybody else who wrote "and," very well done. Right? N, L. Again, listen to what are you saying? L. I'm not saying la immediately. Like, for example, the word late. Right? When I say late, that's not a good word because that's not a noun. We need a noun. Ladder. Right? Ladder. When I say ladder, the first sound that comes out of my mouth is la, right? So la. It doesn't sound like a vowel, right? So that's why we say a ladder. But for the letter L, the first sound that comes out of my mouth is L. So there's an E before the L part comes in, right? I sound very weird today. I'm doing all these noises. And it just sounds so weird, but I hope that's clear, right? I hope that you get it and that it is clear. Okay, going back. An E, yeah, very good, Manel. An E, right? First and the only sound is E, so very good. An ill, that is not correct, Dalia, not because of the rules, but because ill is not a noun. Ill is the adjective. If you want to make it a noun, I would say an illness, right? So illness is the noun, ill is the adjective. Um, mm, 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 mm. Jessica says, oh my gosh, it is difficult. No, it's not difficult, Jessica. It's just new rules that you need to get used to, right? Or maybe you didn't know the rule before. But believe me, it's very, very easy actually once you just understand the concept of the sound, right? It becomes very, very easy after that. Summer is saying, and we are, she's talking about me making the sounds. And she's like, and we are repeating after you, which is even weirder. You know, I didn't think about that. I can imagine now people all over the world sitting and trying the exercise. And doing all these sounds everywhere in the world. It's so bad. So funny. How do you write good? Well, Michael, I would say practice and practice and practice. The more you write, the better you become. And the more you read, by the way. Reading is an excellent way to improve many things, not just your writing. But reading is a big part, big part of writing, because you get exposed to many different styles depending on the author who's writing, right? Everybody has his own way of writing. So yeah, reading is very, very good. It opens up your mind to many different ways that you can say things that maybe you haven't thought about before. Tamim, I literally just answered that question, right? About writing, how to improve your writing. What does HH mean? I have no idea, Alexandra. Where did you see it, or what's the context, or like I have no idea. What is HH? I don't know. I don't know what HH means. I'm reading an English book every single day. Yeah, that's very good. Person whose name is in Korean and I don't know what it is. So what is your name? Can you tell me what your name is in English, at least, so I can call you by your name going forward? Yeah, reading a book every day is great. Unfortunately, not many people read a lot these days. But yeah, reading is one of the best ways to improve your English in general, not just your writing. Could you pronounce the word water like usually? Like you? Oh, you mean like I normally do? It sounds like water, or not? Yeah. The T doesn't sound like a T. If you say it normally. Sang Mok Kim. Oh, that's the Korean person, Kim. All right, very nice to meet you, Kim. Thank you for coming to the class, and thank you for sharing your name. Thanks a lot. Oh, you mean, okay. In text, you mean. All right. So when people are chatting or texting each other, what is the HH? All right. Yeah, it just means that they're laughing. But I've noticed that it depends on where you are in the world. Like some people will say ha 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 ha. Some people will say ka 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 ka. I think the Brazilians do this. And some people would say ja 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 ja, but it's not ja, right? So the Spanish-speaking people of the world would say this because in Spanish the J sounds like an H, right? So that's their way of writing ha 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 ha. Oh, in Morocco, there we go. So in Morocco they go just a bunch of H's, right? Which mean that they're laughing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And yep, that's another one. Everybody's typing their own way now of how they laugh in the chat, which is interesting. But yeah, it's just a way to show that you are laughing. What about the Canadian? I would say, I don't know, it depends. In Canada, we just say the ha ha ha, right? Or the LOL, right? So ha ha or LOL or whatever. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yep, that's another one. ROFL. That's another one. All right, carrying or going back to the lesson. So use number 6. Remember, use number 5, we said, hey, it's fine. You can still use it in front of letters or numbers or whatever because the rule is the same. The rule is what is the first sound, right, that you hear. All right, use number 6, right? There's 3 more and we will be done. And they're pretty much the same. The first 3 rules are actually the main rules, and then all the other rules are sort of like variations, right? Or rules that logically continue or fit with the first 3. So number 6, we use an before words such as our, right? So if you understood the first 3 rules, and especially the rule about the sound, then all these rules are just pretty much saying the same thing, but for different types of words, right? So rule number 5 just says that it works for individual letters and individual numbers. Use number 6 says, hey, be careful that words like our, right? And you guys know this because I've seen you already type it in the chat, and you got it from what I was talking about the sounds, right? Words like our, we say things like like an, right? So we always say an hour, right? Why? Can somebody tell me why, please, in the chat? Why do we say an hour? So somebody please tell me, why do you think we say an hour? Because it sounds like a vowel. Yes, an hour, because there is a letter A before the H. And oh, you mean the sound? Yes, not the letter, the sound. Judith says because the H is silent, right? Yeah, well, because the H is silent, so we don't pronounce the H, and that means the first time that you hear is going to be the sound, right? Sounds like very good, because it sounds like a vowel. Because yes. All of you guys are getting it. Very good, right? So that's it. That's basically what they're talking about here, right? So words like our, they begin with an, even though the first letter is a consonant. But that's, if you understand the rule, that's it. It doesn't matter. Remember, I don't care what the letter is. I'm not looking at the letter. I'm trying to hear the sound, right? So an hour, which sounds like they start with a vowel, even if the first letter is a consonant, right? And that is it. And it works the same, right? So F or 8, right? An F, same reason why we said an M, an S, an L, right? Like you guys wrote in the chat, and like I explained a few minutes ago. So same rule, just they're talking about the opposite, right? An instead of L. Darwin is asking a good question, and that's usually one that I talk about. It's actually, yeah, so he's asking, what about the word honest? Let's see. Well, what is the word honest? Is it a noun or is it an adjective? Is honest a noun or an adjective, you guys? Somebody tell me in the chat. Yes, very good, right? So Hasanaya says, honest is an adjective. Yes, it's an adjective, right? Okay, so let's use it, right? So let's use honest to describe something. Let's say, for example, he is, and I'll leave space for the article, and then say honest, right? So honest is an adjective, so I need a noun. So he is honest man, for example, right? So what is the what is the article that I need to put here? So let's say some people are saying an honest, and yes. Yes, very good, right? He is an honest man. Let's go through the rules that we talked about and see why. Okay, so first of all, where's my noun? My noun is man, all right? So I know that that is the noun, so I have to go through the conditions first, right? Okay, so what are the first 2 conditions? Is man singular? Yes, it's singular. Can I count it? Yes, I can count it. So there we go. First 2 conditions are okay. Now, remember, we said we have to match the article to the first word after it. So because I know the article is here, and it's describing man, now I have to match to the sound to the word after it. So the sound is right? Honest, and that's why we say an honest, right? Because it has to match the sound after it. And most of you are, yeah, that's it. Everybody is saying the correct answer. Quranic recitation says, you, Karim, is being an honest, you, Karim, are, right? You are being an honest person with us. I try to be, yes, I try to be, right? I have no reason to lie to you guys about anything. So yes, I try to be as honest as I possibly and humanly can. So that's it. That's use number 6. Now, use number 7 I don't want you to misunderstand it, right? I'll say it one more time. The first 3 rules are mainly the main rules. If you understand the first 3 rules, especially the rule about the sound, then all the other points that we're talking about in this lesson, you should understand what they mean, right? Or it should be at least easier to get. So it says some words like herb or hospital are more complicated. I don't like to use the word complicated because, like I said, if you understand the rule about the sound, then it's not really complicated. Actually, it should be logical. It should make sense, and it should be very simple to get this, right? So they're saying, why are they saying here it's complicated? They're saying it's complicated because it depends on where you are in the world. Some countries will say an, and some countries will say right? An or a. So let's take a look at an example. So for example, let's imagine we're asking a question, right? So is there a hospital nearby, right? So because we are in North America, right? When we say the word hospital, you can hear the H, right? The H, we pronounce the H, you can hear it. And that's the reason why we said right? Because it follows the rules that we talked about. Hospital, it's singular, it's countable. The first sound is a consonant sound, right? So a hospital. But if you are in England, for example, right? So the English might say, is there an hospital nearby? And the reason for this is very simple. The reason is in England, the word is pronounced differently. That's it. It's not like a different grammar rule or something that's complicated like the lesson says. I don't agree that it's complicated. Because if you understand the rule about the sound, well, then this should make sense, right? In England, they do not pronounce the H when they say the word hospital like we do here in North America, right? And that's it. That's the only reason. So if you understand the sound rule, this should be logical. It should make sense, right? So it just depends how you pronounce the noun. If you pronounce the noun and it sounds like a vowel, then use an. If you pronounce the noun and it sounds like a consonant, then use a. So the rule is the same. The rule does not change. It just, the people are saying the words in a different way. So I hope that is clear, right? I hope that is clear. Manal says, I'm from England and I don't say an hospital. You don't? Well, I'm sure that there might be somewhere where they do. But anyway, that's it. Regardless of what you say, the point is that is what it depends on, right? It depends on how you pronounce the word is basically the point, right? That's really what they're trying to describe here. So regardless, right, if you do say it this way or if you don't, it doesn't matter because the way that you say it is going to make the article change, right? So forget the specific word, hospital and herb and whatever. That's irrelevant. The point is just they're trying to tell you the pronunciation is what matters, right? So the sound that you hear is what matters. Rosa saying, so it depends on the place that you are. Well, yeah, not the place, but how people speak, basically, in that place is what really matters, right? How you pronounce the word that is coming after the article is what matters. And I think somebody here was saying herb, because the H, some countries pronounce herb, herbs, right? A lot of countries say herbs. Some people say herbs. So that's the reason. If you pronounce the H, then you will say a. If you don't pronounce the H and it sounds like a vowel, then you will say an. And that's pretty much it. All right. Last one, number 8. And I think most of you know this because some of you were talking about it before. And again, number 8, if you understood the first 2 rules, well then number 8 should make sense because it's just it follows logic, right? So remember, what did we say? We said a and an equals the number 1, right? That's why we use them in these specific sentences where we are talking about singular, right? Countable nouns, right? So singular, countable nouns. So if you understand that a and an equals 1, well then it should make sense and it should be logical, right? That if something is uncountable, like information or air or advice or salt or fun, well then I can't use a or an. It doesn't make sense, because remember, it means 1, and if something is uncountable, one of the things when we were describing uncountable, remember in the beginning of the lesson, what did we say? We said if something is uncountable, that means I can't put a number before it because it will not make sense. I cannot say, hey, please give me 1 information. What is 1 information? How much information is 1 information? That doesn't make sense, right? Please give me 1 air. Do you have 1 air? Again, what is 1 air? How much is 1 air? Nobody knows. If you say something like that, it doesn't make sense, right? So that's it. If you understood a and an equals 1, rule number 8 should be pretty simple and obvious, right? We should not use both these articles, a and an, in front of uncountable nouns, because it will not make sense. The noun is uncountable. How can you say the number 1, which is what a and an mean, right? I hope that was clear. Is strategy countable? Yes, it is, Arich. Strategies, yes, they're countable. You can count a strategy. What? That's why I thought you tricked me with your name. Who tricked who with whose name? I missed, I think, a conversation that was going on in the chat here. Oh, okay, I see. Manal says, I have an Arab name, but I'm not Arabian. Yeah, I can see that because of your second name, right? Because of your family name, Manal. Yeah, but yes, you're right. Manal is an Arabic name, so I can see why some people thought that. All right, everybody's saying that they got it. Yes, 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 yes. Muhammad likes my hat. Thank you, Muhammad, very much. I like my hat too. Thank you. Oh, and he likes my beard. Oh, that's cool. You know, the only reason why I have my beard is because I hate. I do. I hate shaving. It's just, I don't know. I don't like to waste so much time shaving. It's an annoying activity that takes too much time. So that's usually my reason for growing the beard. And that's why you don't see me often shaven. Got it. Hassanaya says, I don't much understand. I'm sorry, Hassanaya. But please feel free to watch the lessons, right, again, or at your own pace. Or maybe if you thought that this was a little bit more advanced, right, for you, right, or more than you are comfortable with, you can watch any of the other lower level videos, right, before you come up. So remember, you can find all this stuff on Smrt English at YouTube, right? We have many other teachers that teach different levels. So hopefully you can find something that fits your needs. Everybody else is saying that they are getting it very well. Very well, very well. Karim, can I say the family has an heir? Yes, you can. That is an excellent example, Ilyas. So let me write that for you. So Ilyas wrote an example here, and he says, Karim, well, let's say this part about can I say, right? So he says, the family has an heir. Very good. So even though the first letter is an H, which is a consonant, we don't care, remember? We said we don't care about the letters. We only care about the sound, right? So the family has an heir, and this is how you pronounce this word, right? It's pronounced the same way that the air, right, that you breathe is pronounced. So the family has an heir. So that's it. What's the first sound? Air, right? So it's a vowel sound, and that is why very well done, Ilyas. That's why we said an air. Rosa says you are just like my husband, Karim, about the beard. Yes. Look, there's two kinds of people in this world, right? There are people who really hate shaving, and there are people that don't. and I think it's clear which one I am, right? I don't, I just, it's annoying, and you have to do it like every 2 days or every. I know some people are worse. Some people have to do it every day, but yeah, it's annoying. Like if I can shave, and it stays that way for at least a month, then I might shave more often, but no, I can't shave every 2-3 days. It's annoying, so annoying. But yeah, a lot of men do that, Rosa. What about advice? Countable or not? No, it's not. Whoever you are that wrote that question, because I can't read. Oh, sorry. Is that the Russian name that I keep forgetting? I always forget it. I should write it down somewhere so that I don't forget next time that I come here. But some people pronounced H of the word air. They shouldn't, because the word air should have a silent H. I don't know, unless there's some weird region in the world that says hair, because it's not. It's yeah, I've never heard anybody pronounce it with the H. What is the difference between shave and cut down? Cut down. Cut down. Well, they are not used for the same thing. So first of all, shaving is when people remove their hair off their bodies, right? So it doesn't have to be just your face, anywhere really, right? As long as you're using some kind of shaver or a machine like that, then that's what shaving is. To cut down, we don't really say the word or the phrase cut down for humans, right? So cut down is more common, for example, for trees. So there's a very big tree in my garden that blocks my view. So I am thinking of cutting it down, right? So cut down is more relevant when you're talking about cutting trees down. Or another meaning for cut down means to reduce. So for example, I need to cut down on eating chocolate every day, right? That means I need to reduce it. I hope that is. I hope that's clear. Boom, 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 boom. What other questions do you guys have? Eliana says, "Hi everyone, great to be for the first time here. This is the only English live lesson I found. Hello, Eliana, and welcome to the class. I'm so happy that you made it, even though it is at the very end. But I'm happy that you made it to the class, and I'm very, very happy to have you here. So thank you, and I'm happy that we are the only live class that you found. Yeah, we are satisfying the people's needs as much as we can. But yeah, so please don't worry that you missed the lesson. That's fine. After the video is done, it will be on the channel, so you can watch it whenever you want, right? And please also go check out all the other awesome teachers that we have on the channel. So Manal says cut down means to reduce or to lessen. Yes, that's one meaning for cut down, or to chop down a tree. Like I said, right? You need to cut down this tree. I have seen it in the movie Thor when All-Father wanted his heir to ascend the throne. When Odin, you're talking about Odin. What's his name? Anthony Hopkins. When Odin wanted. I don't. What are you talking about? Quranic recitations? I'm not sure. What do you mean you saw it in the movie? You saw what in the movie? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Ashan says, hey, welcome to the class, Ashan. Great class, thanks, Karim. Very, very welcome, Gertrudis. It is my pleasure, right? I'm just happy that everybody got what we were talking about today. The USA cut down the budget radically. Yes, right, to cut down the budget. Yep, to reduce. Oh, really? Odin said air with an H? I highly doubt that. I really doubt that, Quranic recitations. I would go back to the movie and listen to it again. I really doubt that that Anthony Hopkins said air with an H. KT, hello KT, and welcome to class. You are thank you very much, KT. I appreciate that a lot. I'm glad that you found this useful. Very good. Thank you very much. Yesterday I chatted with Kent at the same time in Indonesia at 6:30 a.m. I got many subject about English. I love the Smrt channel. Very helpful. Salam, Indonesia. All right. That's great, Muhammad. I am happy that you are happy. That makes us happy here at Smrt. So that's great. Okay. It's 4:30, and that means we've been doing this now for an hour and a half. So if everybody gets it, I want to wrap up. Darwin says this is an awesome class. Yeah, thank you, Darwin. This is what we live off here at Smrt English, right? Your compliments. Rose is saying an heir is a relative who gets all the material things when one of his parents die. Yes, you are correct. Yes, when you die, your heir is the person who legally is supposed to get the things that you own, and most of the time they also get the debt that you own, which is not something that anybody wants. Manal says, does Sean not do live classes? I need to learn some of the more advanced English. I've watched all of his previous videos and it helped a lot. Yes, yeah, Sean usually does the advanced classes. Look, I'll be very honest with you. I really don't know what Sean is planning. What I do know is that Sean is crazy busy these days, right? Because of college. We have a lot of college classes that are going on right now, and we have a lot more students than normal. So Sean is Sean's really busy all the time. So I'll be honest, I really don't know. Like, I have no idea if he's planning to do any more classes, or he's too busy, so he's just waiting till he's free, or he decided, I really don't have time, I don't want to do that. Like, I really don't know, right? I have no idea. You guys can try to reach out to Sean on Facebook or whatever and try to ask him directly. I think it would be better if he answers the question instead of me, just because I'm not sure, right? Same thing about Mark, you guys. Mark, again, Mark is on Facebook and you can find him. So I would rather not speak for people, right? Not because I don't want to say something, but also because I really just don't have the full information, right? Like, I don't know, so I can't talk on behalf of others. Thanks, Rosa. Thank you very much. And thank you, Israel. I appreciate that a lot. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Jacqueline. Goodbye and have a good night. Thank you for coming. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's do the wrap up, and then I'll give you the movie quote of the week. Julian, you're there, right? I haven't seen your name go up in the chat for a while, but I think you are there. Julian has a disadvantage this week. His right arm is broken, which I'm sure he's going to use as an excuse if Summer wins again. so we'll see what happens. We need more advanced English. Well, by the way, Kent's English is a bit advanced. I would say the English that Kent teaches is a bit more advanced. So yeah, you guys should watch Kent, and Kent's pretty great. Kent has great classes. I usually watch his classes if I'm free while he's doing them, and you guys can even see me in the chat sometimes in Kent's classes. But yeah, Kent does I would say more advanced classes than what I do. So Manal says Kent is basic. Oh, really? Really? I thought he was a bit more advanced, especially with a lot of the phrasal verbs and the things like that he was doing before. Kent is a great teacher. I definitely agree, Arij. Yes, Kent is a great teacher. I have a lot of respect for Kent. All right, so as you guys know, before I give you the movie quote of the week, I'm just gonna give you a very quick reminder. Please subscribe to us. Please subscribe to us. If you love us, please subscribe to us, right? So come on, we are very, very close. We're very close. 100,000 subscribers, and we'll get there. Elias is asking, who is Kent? Kent is another awesome teacher on Smrt English. If you go to Smrt, you can, or actually there he is, right there, right? So this is Kent. That's Kent. So Kent and we are the ones that are doing the regular streams at the moment for Smrt. Manel says, I need ultra advanced English. Whoa, ultra advanced. Man, I don't know if I teach ultra advanced, Manel. But yeah, Kent I think usually does Mondays. I think he teaches on Mondays, or does he have more than once a week? I'm not sure. Quranic recitations, what is ultra? Ultra is just, it's like another way of saying super, right? Or extreme, right? So yeah, ultra. Oh, you're welcome. You're very, very, very welcome, Rosa. Be phenomenal, be forgotten. Yeah, welcome to the class. I love that name. I'm very well today. Thank you for asking. Okay, so please don't forget, you guys, subscribe to us on Smrt English. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell button. Support us by doing this. It makes a difference, right? So thank you for all the subscriptions that you have given us so far, and all that. Yeah, thank you for showing us all this love. We really, really appreciate it. Also, Smrt English with Karim, right? If you forget this name, that's fine. You can get it from Smrt English. Just go all the way down, and you'll see my face. Hit my face, and it will take you to my page, right? So Smrt English with Karim. It's a little bit lighter than the Smrt English, so not too much focusing on lessons, more fun stuff, right? So I do just small phrases, things like that, short videos around Vancouver if I see something interesting, and things like that. Then, of course, not English or not English related, right, in an academic sense, is my food channel. So this is my private channel. I do cooking on it. So if you guys like food and you like stuff that's original, so please come and watch me over there, right? I speak in English, and I speak in my normal way that I speak in English, with all the casual day-to-day slang and the normal mistakes that even native speakers make sometimes. So yeah, so you can hear me talk more naturally over there. So yeah, so please, I hope to see you over there, and please subscribe to me as well if you can. Facebook group, Learn English on Facebook with Smrt. It's a very helpful group. Everybody in there is super, super cool. People help each other all the time, and yeah, it's a pretty fun group in there. So I hope you guys come and join us over there. And that is pretty much it. So let's do the movie quote, and let's see if you guys get it. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Mr. Karim, what's your advice to improve my pronunciation and accent? Bum, 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 bum. Do one out and about inside your college. Yeah, okay. I did a couple of those. I showed you my classroom, and I think I walked around a little bit and I went up. But yeah, I can do more of those, but it's pretty much the same thing, right? I mean, it's the same place. But yeah, sure, I don't mind doing those videos. I'll do it. So SO25MA, that's the name. Whoa, excuse me. Mr. Karim, what's your advice to improve my pronunciation and accent? Pronunciation and accent. It's really a lot of listening and repetition. Right, that's it. It's listening and repetition, listening and repetition, listening and repetition. Right. So listen to, like, even a word. Right. I mean, like listen to a word and repeat it. Listen to a word and repeat it, and just keep doing that. Now, the biggest advice that I can give that really makes a difference with the listening and the repetition is I would really recommend that you record yourself. Right. Record yourself. So play the word, right? So, for example, get out your phone, press record, play the word that you want to listen to and practice. Let the phone record that, and after that, you say the word. And then listen to yourself from the phone, right? Because you don't really hear how you sound when you only hear yourself from the inside of your head, right? You think that you sound great, or you think that you sound okay, or you think that you sound in a certain way, but it's very, very different when you hear it from another source, an outside source, right? So why am I saying this? Because it's very hard for people to correct themselves because they don't hear the wrong pronunciation most of the time when they say it. So a very good way to do that by yourself, if you don't have somebody to correct you, is like I said, right? So make sure you record what you are trying to copy, right? And then say it, and then play the recording so you can hear the recording and yourself, right? So that's a good way for you to sort of gauge how you sound. And when I record my voice, I never like it. Yeah, most people don't, Rosa. Most people think that their voices sound weird. I got used to it because of all these videos that I do online now. So I'm used to my voice when it's outside my head. But yeah, it takes a while to get used to your voice when you hear it from the outside. Oh, thank you, Quranic recitations. Thank you, I appreciate that. Oh, and I'll be very honest with you guys. Look, I wouldn't worry about your accent too much before you get your grammar down, right? So that's the most important thing in English. I'll be very, very honest with you. The most important thing in English is grammar, right? It's not your pronunciation. It's not how many vocabulary words you know. That's not it. It's the grammar, right? So, and I'll give you an example. Here in Canada, you can go to UBC, for example, which is one of the most popular universities and probably one of the most respected in Canada. And you'll meet many professors that are teaching at a university level, and they have accents, right? Whatever it is, an Italian accent, a Russian accent, an Indian accent. It really doesn't matter, right? Because as long as you speak correctly, then people will understand what you're saying, right? What really matters is for you to say what you want to say in the correct way so people understand it. Pronunciation is not going to make the difference, right? As long as you speak correctly, use the correct grammar, use the correct vocabulary for what you're trying to say, the correct phrases, the correct slang words, whatever the situation, right? Pronunciation should be the last thing that you worry about before you fix the other stuff first. Fix your grammar first, make sure that you're confident in your grammar, right? And then you can start worrying about your pronunciation. Rosa says some say don't care about the grammar. Okay, well, I'll tell you my reason for why I think grammar is the most important, and it's up to you to agree or not agree with me, right? But so I get this a lot. I get some students in class, they come to me and they say, Karim, I'm trying to learn 50 new vocabulary words a day. And I laugh because that's ridiculous. Who learns 50 new words every single day and then expect to remember them and use them? That's what are you going to do with that? That doesn't make sense. And think of it this way. If I know a ton of vocabulary, but I can never use this vocabulary in the correct form in a sentence, then what's the point again, right? All my vocabulary is useless. I might get you to understand the general idea of what I'm trying to say, but you will never really get what I'm actually trying to say, right? And in sensitive situations or some other situations where it's important to get your meaning across, your vocabulary is not going to help you if you don't use it correctly, right? So in my opinion, I think grammar is the most important thing. After that, everything else follows suit. Okay. Let me do movie quote of the week, and I will let you guys fly away. Fly away. Grav Gupta. Hello, Grav. You are coming at the very end of the class, but that's okay. You can always watch the video after it is finished. But welcome, and thank you for the intention of coming. You agree. Oh, thank you guys, right? But yeah, that's my opinion. Anyway, right? I really think it's much more important to get your grammar down first, and then worry about things like adding more vocabulary and adding or fixing your pronunciation and stuff like that. More tongue twister activities. The problem with tongue twister activities is even we have problems with them. That's why they're called tongue twisters, right? So yeah, I'm probably gonna look like I can't talk. All right, where is the quote? There it is. It's right here. Not never, Rosa. I wouldn't say you can never change your accent, right? Some people do. Some people actually can. They put a lot of effort into it, but they can. But in general, I would say yes. Accents are very hard to get rid of, right? It's not an easy thing, right? It's not an easy thing to get rid of an accent, but it is not impossible. Okay, movie quote, and then you guys can go. I've taken a lot of your time today, but thank you for sticking around. So here is the movie quote for this week. Who was making fun of me a few weeks ago? Me and my old movies. I think it was Arij, right? Arij was making fun of me, always putting old movies and stuff like that. Yes, it was you, Arij. I knew it. You made fun of me because I always put old movies and stuff like that. Well, I have a recent movie for you today. So there you go. It's not old. So I hope you appreciate that. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? This is the movie quote for the week. As usual, please don't tell me what you think the movie is in the chat. You're not helping yourself, and other people will see what the answer is, and I will ignore it. I'm not going to look at it. Please put it in the comment section after I finish the video, right? So I'll give you guys the movie quote. I'll say goodbye. I'll wait a minute, and then I'll close the video. After that happens, type your answer in the chat, and that also helps me so I can see who's first, right? Using the filters and everything. So here we go. Movie quote for this week. So these are two people talking, right? One person is talking to another person. It's not a very long quote. It's pretty short. So here we go. I'm going to make the voice for one, and the other is just going to be regular. So let's go. Where's the movie quote? All right, here it is. All right, so movie quote of the week. All right, so the first person talking is saying, all right, first person is talking and saying this, right? It's saying,
and this you will never win.
No, but I can lose again and again and again forever. That makes you my prisoner. And that's it. This is the movie quote, right? So end this.
You will never win.
No, but I can lose again and again and again forever. That makes you my prisoner. So that's it. This is the movie quote of this week. If you guys know the answer, please hold your hands. Don't type it in the chat, please. I will end the video, and then you guys can type it in the comment section below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I would like, can you guys do me a favor? When you type the answer, I want you to tell me, can you hear the music or not at the end of the video? Because I'm trying to figure out what's the problem with the music and why it's not working today. So yeah, so just tell me what you think the movie answer is, and then just leave me a small comment saying, yes, we could hear the music at the end, or no, we couldn't hear the music at the end. And that's it. So yeah, so I'll see you. Rose is saying, wow, you're amazing. Thank you. I think you're talking about the voice, right? Yeah, I like doing voices. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. So as you can see, I was a very bored child. But yeah, thanks, Rose. I appreciate it. All right, so that's it. Until I see you guys next week, let me first go big. Boom. There we go. I'm big again. You guys are welcome. You're very, very welcome. Please don't thank me. There is no need. I enjoy doing this, so thank you very much for making me enjoy doing this. Right? It's really, really cool. So thanks a lot. Oh, you guys are embarrassing me now. All right, I'm gonna stop reading your complimentary comments, but I appreciate it very, very much. And I'm going to go now, right? So until I see you next Wednesday, good morning, good evening, and a good night.